Alright, good morning. The 28th of March here in South Georgia. Yesterday I made a review of the Ruger LCP2 22 rimfire pistol. And it misfired and it got jammed up, and it has been doing that since I got it. I'm not a big pistol guy, expert, or anything like that. I'm just your regular guy that wants a pistol that fires when I need it to fire. So I went to looking. I don't trust this. You look on videos and you're going to see this thing here's got problems. The bullets definitely tumble out of it, but that's not the bad part. The bad part is that sometimes I know that the rimfire cartridges have problems, but I think this one here, not only do you, once you misfire a rimfire in a pistol like this, you got to stop what you're doing and clear it out. Meanwhile, the bad guy's going to be cutting your throat or whatever he's trying to do. That ain't going to work for me. So I got to looking around. I have spent hours and hours, and I kind of got the consensus that a revolver is more sensible for a weapon to carry for self-defense, because with a revolver, if it misfires on the rim of, you just shoot it again and it just goes around. You're not going to misfire a whole cylinder full of them. Okay, so I got to looking around to see. I was going to buy something, but I got to looking around in my closet, and I have a H&R Model. This fires a 22 Magnum. That's another plus. That's a way tougher, badder round than a 22 long rifle. H&R Incorporated, Gardner, Mass, USA, Model 642, made in USA. I don't remember where I got it, but I got it. It's heavier than the thing, but another thing is, in my back pocket, the handle's going to stick out just a little bit right there, and it's heavier in my pocket. It's going to wear my pocket out, so I need to get some kind of little holster. And it does have a, okay, it has a transfer bar safety, which essentially means that there's a bar up in there, a flat piece of metal, and the transfer bar, as you cock the gun, the transfer bar goes up, and the trigger hits the transfer bar and hits the rim. Now, if the transfer bar hits the firing pin, and the reason for that is, now right now, the way it is right now, the transfer bar is down. That means if you drop this pistol onto a piece of cement or something and it hits, this is one of the problems with revolvers, it could make that thing go off. But that transfer bar, when the thing is not in cock position, that transfer bar goes down. And apparently there's a clearance in there where this does not actually touch the firing pin, and it's supposed to keep it from going off. Okay, so I'm going to shoot this thing at the same distance. If this works for me, I don't have to go out and buy anything. I was thinking about a Ruger 22 revolver. There's some pretty nice guns out there, but this thing here, I have shot it in years past. I'd hate for somebody to point this at me, I can tell you that right now. That 22 Magnum is no joke. Let's see what I can do with it. If the trigger's not pulled back and if you're not pulling the trigger or you don't cock it, you're not going to have a problem with this thing going off. Now it does want to snag on the pocket a little bit, but I'll have something rigged up better than my back pocket. Let's just see what it'll do at about 8 yards here. I'm going to cock it and shoot it. That was all of them. Let's see what we did. Let me hang that up on my crepe myrtle hanging tree right there. And let's just see what happened here. And I'm very happy with the little group that I made there. That obviously hit it twice there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I forgot how many goes in this gun. Let's see how many goes in it. Now it's also got a, forgot what they call this, but you push this little thing, the pin comes out, the cylinder rolls out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right there. That ain't bad. That's a way more accurate than the Ruger. Looks like this last one misfired. See, there's still a bullet in there. Let's see what's going on here. Yes, it did misfire. I wasn't counting. Now the firing pin hit it. There's the mark right there. But you see, that's the beauty of the revolver. Now you got to get it done on the first cylinder full. But if one misfires, you just pull the trigger again. If the first one misfired, that was the last one. That was the very last one that misfired. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to load this baby back up in the gun, and I'm going to see if it'll fire the second time. Now you got to push the little button here to make it go in. It's in. Now I don't know where that bullet is, but it's in there somewhere. I'll work on those details later. Okay, let me just I'm going to fire it all the way around at close range and see if that misfire will fire. That was not cheap ammunition, by the way. Let me just get up here and do it. You can stay there. It did fire the second go around. Okay. Go over here in the shade and I'll tell you what I think. The Ruger LCP, if it misfires on the first shot, you're out of business. If this one misfires on the first shot, you just pull the trigger again. It's not gonna, unless you got some ancient ammunition, it's not gonna misfire. Now let me tell you something else here. We are carrying these weapons so that we can keep from somebody killing us, or our family, or for that matter, somebody we don't even know if we see an injustice being done. It is now legal to carry in Georgia and a lot of other places, and it's going that way. But let me tell you this. This right here, while it may save you in the short run from somebody attacking you, trying to rob you or whatever, usually if you pull this little thing out right here, you're not usually going to have to shoot anybody unless they're shooting at you. That'd usually be enough to make somebody back off. But it's not going to save us. Eventually we are not going to, there's going to be an enemy that we cannot deal with. And that enemy is called death. However, there is a mechanism or a way to deal with it. There was a man named Jesus Christ who came to earth a little over 2,000 years ago, demonstrated publicly that he had power over life and death. He was claimed to be God's son, and in some other ways that are not so easy to understand, he said he was God himself. And he died on the cross to pay for the sins that we did, to take our place. You know, our punishment he took on himself. And he said, if you want me, if you want this eternal life, all you have to do is believe in me and ask me to save you, and I will save you. Save us from what? Save us from the punishment that we justly deserve for sinning. The soul that sinneth, it shall die. That's what it says. But here's this Messiah coming and saying, okay, if you will reach out and ask me to save you, I will. But if you don't reach out and ask me to save you, I'm not going to force you. I'm not going to make you do anything you don't want to do. It's a free will thing. He's reaching to us. I am the way and the truth and the life. He says, if any man come to me, I will give him eternal life. I'd like you to look, if you're not already saved. If you are, then great. Look in the Bible, the New Testament, the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Read about Jesus. Get acquainted with him. Get to know him a little bit. He had a lot to say. It's just like him talking to you. Now, he instructed the people that believed in him to declare his name before men, and that's what I'm doing. But you got to go do a little bit now and find out about him. If you think that you can just do it from what I'm saying, great, go for it. But most people want a little more truth, and a lot of you've already heard a lot of this. And it's time. Your lives are, the sands through the hourglass are going through, okay? And when that hourglass is empty, then it's over for you. Unless you have turned to him and he has promised to reverse the death. Your body's going to die now, but you will be in a new spiritual body according to Jesus. And Jesus, his Hebrew name is Yeshua. I try to use that a lot. It means salvation. All right, now, that's all I want to say to you. And I will say another thing. I'm going to be toting this little thing right here because it's going to do the job. And it's got a bigger bullet, a 22 Magnum, over this little thing here, and I'm going to be looking to sell this. I might even give it away because I don't want to pull it out and have it jam and all that kind of stuff. All right, so I don't have to spend a dime. Now, this is going to be my personal gun to carry. I just have to come up with some kind of a holster thing and all that, which I'll work on. All right, this is Gardner Israel. I hope that my words have inspired you to check out this thing about Yeshua the Messiah, Jesus Christ. Signing off.